Abusuapanin Tupac, part 1 and 2.
Suncheba, you call me the call me.
Abusuapanin, so person here Abusuapanin and Nature Pabra, on one can do 1 year.
Mr. Nadia Sogong, and this is Miss Utomula. Miss Obefa for my Courtroom, Wabra, William Sawunam from
Senia, what you felt there? Abusuapanin Tupac, you home. One in the shepherd was see the Sakoko. Hey, Abusuapanin, Ricky. Abusuapanin aton funu yadi amatim legal wife ni immediate family say yaji afunu senior or you fell there
Suru de ba suru
yo bana roma ye pesi busa ne say anyam bia charge pedo foshu o hospital apami
eh Abusuapanin manne de answer say ya ka kire nkura ka na me kan ya hwede ya me wi obo hu na mansre bepi
Abusuapanin part 1 and 2 ebenya bi atowo kwabi despite UTV and I say friend number we wapriga 66666 let me get yato Abusuapanin Tupac part 1 and 2
was outright a pancreas. They said Daddy Lumala was fine.
Then the stories started. Some said severe pain after an MRI. Some said cardiac arrest. Others whispered heart failure. And then there were darker rumors. But in the middle of all the noise, one question refuses to die. What really happened that night? Because when the stories keep changing, people stop listening to explanations and start searching for the truth. You shouldn't have come back here.
Please.
You lied to me for years. Boss, calm down. Who are you?
I was scared.
You brought them into my house?
Get off me! Get off me! Oh God, check him! He's dead. Call ambulance and say what? This was accident. Call the big man. Nobody talks.
Breaking news this morning. Lumba has reportedly died following a sudden medical emergency. I've transported between facilities. The transport is already obstructing a lignite ancient fiber.
Another coffee, madam? Talk to me.
But she never told her he was dead.
Something wrong? People panic after death. But hiding death? That's different. Let's stop pretending this is random. There's a pattern and it keeps leading back to you. And behind all of it, your name.
Stories.
Then let's add the part you don't call stories. The quiet interest in Lumba's properties, the positioning around his estate, the move towards his music catalog like you're waiting for the wife to be pushed out so you can step in and you see inventory.
Business is business.
No, this is timing. Did you influence that court recognition? Did you fund the pressure against the wife? Did you play a role in that injunction being reversed? And are you positioning yourself to take his estate and his catalog? Right. You don't deny anything. You just stand there hoping money fills in the blanks. And then there's this, the rumor that anyone who speaks against you gets buried in legal trouble, locked up, silenced, for years. Is that influence or just fear with a budget? So answer it. It's time for you to tell me the truth.
What?
Where is Daddy Lumba's body? The truth will come out one day, and when it does, money won't be there to speak for you. This interview is over. You walked in here thinking money would speak for you, but money doesn't answer questions. It just delays the moment when you realize you should have, and that moment always comes when there's no one left to answer for you. Where is Lumba's body? Your cup is full. Where did you bury Daddy Lumba?
It wasn't only me. We did it together.
You better start talking now.
They told me I will go to jail if I tell the truth. That is why I lied.
You are going to jail regardless.
No! No!
You must pay for what you did.
Where is Daddy Lumu's body? Look at me. Before I forget, did you both sue one member of Team Legal Wives?
Yes.
Why?
Because she told lies about us.
Lies? Did anyone sue you when you lied about being married even though you are not? Did anyone sue you when you covered his face at the funeral and said it was his dying wish? Did anyone sue you when you lied about where he was buried? Take them. Why was the case brought before your court? Mrs. Fusu sought legal recognition as the only lawful wife, and you concluded the matter in 2 weeks. Why the urgency? The funeral date had already been set. It was necessary to conclude before then. Your mandate is not to accommodate funerals. It is to interrogate truth. Or has that changed? You rejected a German marriage certificate. It was not submitted through the proper legal channels. Would you agree that 2 weeks is insufficient time to properly authenticate foreign documentation? Yes. So the urgency you created prevented the very process you required. Let's simplify. If 2 people marry, live and raise children in Ghana, that is their matrimonial home, correct? Yes. If the husband leaves, relocates abroad, who deserted the marriage? The husband. Then explain your ruling. Because in this case, you reversed that logic. You also recognized a second woman as a wife under customary law. Yes. Yet the matter before you was an ordinance marriage. Monogamous, statutory, exclusive. So help me understand. How does a monogamous union produce a polygamous judgment? No family representatives present. No photographic or video evidence. Witnesses deceased before the alleged union. And the only image presented, challenged as manipulated. Yet you found it credible. One witness. You said he was telling the truth. On what standard? And then you gave him chocolate. Do you reward all testimony in your courtroom? It was goodwill. Of course. What you issued was not just a ruling. It was a signal that documentation can be dismissed, process can be compressed, standards can be flexible, and that a claim, unsupported, unverified, can stand if positioned correctly. That is not law. That is vulnerability in the system. And when people say you are compromised, they are not reacting to rumor. They are reacting to your record. I've spoken to you briefly before, but this is the proper sit down. My observation is this. In the matter of Lumba's death, powerful people and national institutions seem unusually willing to bend rules so your version of a fork survives. You must be very powerful.
Okay, that is not what it is.
Then help me understand. You are not a politician. You are not a national icon. You are not a celebrity. You have not built institutions. You had children with a man. So why are influential people gambling their reputations for you?
I have no idea what you are talking about.
What arrangement do you have with these people? Or better, what are they helping you hide?
I don't know.
You do. But we'll come back to that. When Lumba died, were you in the house with him?
Yes.
So you were present during the final hours?
Yes.
Then you either saw what happened, or you know more than anyone else in this room. What did the bank hospital list as the official cause of death?
I will check the document and get back to you.
You were there when he died, but you need to check a document to remember what killed him?
That is what the report says.
I am not asking what paper says. I am asking what you saw. After he died, you called his sister in Germany.
Yes.
What did you tell her?
I don't remember. It has been a while.
You remember the MRI. You remember the bank hospital. You remember the sequence. But you don't remember the first words you said to his sister after her brother died?
No.
You told her you were tired of him. You told him he was mistreating you. You made it sound like a domestic complaint, not a death notification. And she told you to wait, that she was coming to Ghana to speak with him.
Yes.
But he was already dead. So why did you lie?
I wasn't hiding anything.
Why did you lie? Then there is the prophet. He says you called him with Lumba's phone and said the death was due to human error. You never publicly denied it. You later visited him, and the video circulated everywhere. So should I believe he invented that statement, or should I believe you said it?
I don't know.
You don't know whether you called a man and said human error killed Lumba?
I don't know.
Interesting, because another person says cardiac arrest, another says he fell, another says you dragged him. Different stories, same silence. You never deny the dangerous ones. You never clarify the impossible ones. You just wait for institutions to protect the confusion. So I'll ask plainly.
It is in the police report.
I know what is in the report. I am asking you. You were there.
I don't want to talk about it.
That is the first honest thing you have said tonight. Now let's talk about the 4 a.m. call. According to the petition submitted to the National Intelligence Bureau, you used Lumba's phone to call his closest associate at 4 a.m. You allegedly told him Lumba wanted him to arrange travel for the children. He found the timing strange. He found the message strange. So he drove to Lumba's residence. He reached the gate. You would not let him in. You said Lumba was getting dressed. Was that true?
I wasn't agitated.
I didn't ask if you were agitated. But thank you for confirming the incident happened. He waited at the gate for 40 minutes. Then he left. Before he even got home, you called again. This time, Lumba was dead. Now here is where your story collapses. Your official version says Lumba went for an MRI, developed pain, was taken to another hospital, and died there. But this associate says he was at the gate while you claimed Lumba was inside getting dressed. Then shortly after he left, you called to say Lumba was dead. So when did the MRI happen? When did the first hospital happen? When did the bank hospital happen? When did the transfer happen? When did the death happen? All in the short time between a man leaving your gate and not yet reaching home.
Okay.
I am saying your timeline is not a timeline. It is a wall built out of lies. Unless you are asking me to believe you transported a dying man through multiple medical locations, managed hospital processes, received a cause of death, returned to the center of events, and made calls, all in the time it takes another man to drive away from your gate. That is not testimony. That is theater. And somehow, despite all these holes, no serious institutional pressure, no urgency, no public clarity, no firm answers, just silence. And people in high places behaving as though your story must survive at all costs.
I don't know anything about that.
Yes, you do. Because ordinary people do not get this kind of protection. Ordinary people get questioned. Ordinary people get dragged through the system until the truth falls out of them. You sit behind contradictions like someone built a fence around you. So here is what I think. I think you know exactly what happened. I think the changing stories are not mistakes. They are smoke. I think every version serves one purpose, to keep people away from the real one. Then give me the truth. Exactly. You are not protected because you are powerful. You are protected because someone powerful cannot afford for you to fall. Because if you fall, you might talk. That is why this case smells wrong. Not because one person lied. People lie every day. This smells wrong because too many people are helping the lie breathe.
I want a lawyer.
Good. You will need one. Because lies can survive noise. They do not survive sequence. And your sequence is dead.